Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. It's getting hot. It's time to plant, and we're going to take you along with us on how to plant the Three Sisters. Okay guys, this is going to be a simple tutorial. We're out here weeding and planting and trying to finish the garden for the season. And I am planting my corn. I'm also planting various squash, pumpkins, etc. And I'm getting ready to plant beans. So I thought I would take you along for a very simple look at the Three Sisters. Now let me tell you right now, this is going to be a fun project. I tell people to do this for experimentation, to get a little bit of harvest. You might get a whole lot of pumpkins, but you're going to find that your yield may not be necessarily what you expect. And let me tell you why. It's great for seed saving. It's great for a couple of meals. But this style of companion planting gives the best yield if you plant a ½ acre of it per one person that you expect to feed. How do I know this? Because I've talked with Dr. Brett Riggs in North Carolina about this companion planting at the Museum of the Cherokee Indian in Cherokee. And I specifically asked this question because a lot of people have expectations about this style of planting to then turn around and say, do what? So I encourage you to explore it. It certainly is something in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of history that was very effective. But we do have different styles of planting these days. But I'm going to show you how to do it. You decide if you want to. It's a great project to do in the garden and definitely for the kiddos. Okay, so you can see I'm at kind of the bottom edge of my garden area, and I'm doing that on purpose, and let me tell you why. Because when you plant your squash or you plant your pumpkins or whatever you choose, which will be your third item, it's going to take over. So I'm making sure it's at the bottom edge of this. Now I do want you to note here, there's several opinions on the Three Sisters on how to do it. I'm going to change this up. You're looking at smaller mounds. I think I'm going to go with bigger this time and add a little bit more corn to hopefully help with cross-pollination. If you're not getting your cross-pollination with your corn, folks, it's not going to matter. Remember, the Three Sisters consist of 3 different things. It's going to be your corn, a vining pole bean, and a vining squash. That is how they all work together. Okay, ideally, you're going to want a large mound. Some folks argue that it needs to be 18 inches, and some folks argue all the way up to 4 feet. We're not quite 4 feet, but we're close. Well, maybe 3. But you do want to have your mound about 1 foot high, which is about what we've got. And then you're going to want to come in, this is the first thing you're going to do, is around the edges, you're going to make a circle, and you're going to plant your corn, 8 to 10, okay? Okay? So that's what we're doing. Is first things first, is we're dropping our corn right on in. So here's the next deal, okay? Which we can't show you today in one video because this could take up to 2 weeks. So we're going to do the best that we can. So you're going to make your mounds. You're going to plant your corn. You must let your corn grow 4 to 6 inches tall before the next step, which is going to be your beans. And I'm going to plant rattlesnake this time. I have Trail of Tears on the way, but I'm going to go with the rattlesnake, okay? You can do that. You plant 4 of those around each corn stalk. So that's going to be 40 bean seeds, hopefully, in this mound in about a week or so, okay? The reason you wait until the corn is up is because you want their root system to establish before this starts to grow and latch on. That's the whole point. The corn is your main staple that gives like a trellis effect. The beans are going to grow. They're going to feed the soil, put place back in the nitrogen that it needs, and then that's going to wind and twine and grow up the beanstalk, okay? Once you have that step accomplished and a couple of more days pass, step 3's on the way. So work with me, people. You're going to have your corn sprouted up. You're going to come back in and put beans around each corn stalk. Once that's done, you're going to actually work around the mound. Now what I'm going to do is plant butternut squash here. I'm going to plant pumpkins a little bit further down on separate mounds. But here, so you will work your way around and you will plant your squash. So you will have your corn, your beans, and why you plant your butternut squash around it is because this keeps the critters out. And I want to warn you that I have used this method and I have grown with this method, and I want to warn you to be completely aware that your garden is going to be covered with vining, okay? That's why I tell you, don't put it in the center of your garden up here. You might want to pick down in a big corner or along the edge. That's why I'm planting my pumpkins and squash and Three Sisters down in the corner so that it doesn't take over the rest of the garden area. And I'm telling you, it's a crazy jungle. So that is how you plant your Three Sisters. We'll keep you posted on how it comes along, really hopeful. Like I said, we're doing this for fun, and I'm really, you know what, I'm really anxious to get some really awesome butternut squash. I love Three Sisters soup. I'll post that video up here at the top so you can make it. It is fantastic. Here are 2 books I want to show you, Cherokee Women by Theda Purdue. You really are, if this is your thing, and I know some of you that it really is like mine, this is a great book for you to grab and read about life and culture. It does mention planting and gardening and techniques, particularly by women. I think you're really going to be interested in learning all about that. And in addition to that, work with me here, people. This is another new book that I've got. It's Plants of the Cherokee, highly recommended by some incredible people. We'll put some links down below for you to check it out. Neither one of these books are expensive, and they are packed with a lot of awesome education you need to look into. This is great. We appreciate you watching. Fingers crossed on our harvest this year. Have fun with it. Learn, grow, and teach your children. We appreciate you watching all the time. Happy harvest this season, and we'll see you on the next video.